I'm wondering when I'll have no more tears left to cry. I'll get back to that in a moment. I talked to Joe for almost 3 hours. I wasn't going to pick up the phone. I did. Towards the end of the 3 hours, he was going off on stuff that I pretended to listen. It was not, religious stuff as usual. It was job stuff, whatever. Remember, I'm his only friend, so he wants to talk excitedly about stuff that I have no idea what he's talking about. But he, he, I, I can pretend to listen and be half listen and be doing stuff on the computer and. I'll tell you in a little while what I was doing. Anyone who knows me crying knows that it can't be good. And if you want to say, did it help you talking? No, because he's not here or I'm not there. No, it did not help talking to Joe. But it didn't, it, it didn't help, but it didn't not help. You know what I mean? It was, but that's not his fault. Nothing helps. I can't deal with this world. I've never been able to. But of course, the worse the world's God, the worse that's going to be in me, right? What I've gone through over the past less than a couple of years with my mother. As I've said to you guys, remember, when I'm talking this way, I know I have enemies laughing their asses off at me. But this isn't for them, it's for anyone who gives a fuck about me. Me and my mom. Me, anyone who gives a fuck about me and my mom or my mom, you know what I mean? Me or my, whatever. If you care about me, then you can care about my mom just because you know how much I love her, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean you have to. Joe and I saw this coming. He's like, you did everything. I know, Joe. I know. I did everything humanly possible to try to save everything. There was nothing more I could have done. You understand? I did. Their own mind, you know. Every time her own mind, it's not her fault, and her mind does her in, and don't insult my intelligence by telling me to get help. That is not going to happen. Okay? The only chance in hell I have, the only help I'll be getting is selling this place and getting to jail. I had planned on going to bed early, but I talked to Joe for 3 hours, and then of course something this serious I have to tell you. So you're probably thinking, like, what's going on with Laura? Like, did her mother die? No, but she may as well have. She may as well have. And you guys know, because I've told you, I've been grieving already for her. You just can't imagine. I sit there and I beg and I plead and I cry. And the saddest thing is I don't think my mom's capable. She's not actually. She's not capable. She doesn't have the depth. She's not capable of knowing, realizing, understanding how much I love her. Because if I know she has to, in order to live at home with me, taking care of her, but I'm not her nurse. Remember, she has to be able to function on her own, right? She has to be able to toilet herself. She has to be able to do all of that. Otherwise, she'd have to be in a nursing home, right? So if there's something she can do and she just wants me to do it because she's being lazy or she just, you don't know, blah, 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 no. You have to fend for yourself. You have to behave as if I'm not, unless there's things she can't do, of course. I help her with the tea. You know what I mean? I'm talking about things she just wants to not do or wants to be, And then she was always crying about having to get to the bathroom and not wanting to pee or something, all of that. And every time I'd hear her cry and cry. But she has to be able to do that too. You know what I mean? She has to be able to do all of this on her own. It wouldn't benefit her me helping her. She has to do it when I'm sleeping, when I'm not here. She had to be self-sufficient. Remember we rearranged me and the person from church. I didn't know very well, but she I knew her because she visited here, because she visited my mother in the nursing home. She came in anyway. Anyway, you can't imagine dealing with somebody in my mother's situation who, I mean, she's fallen a few times, but she's been okay. One of the times her piano teacher helped me. My mom has fallen from a seated position. Seated position every time, and she wasn't hurt. How? This is a rhetorical question because we know the answer. The answer is mental illness and dementia, okay? Mental illness and dementia. How can you fall as many times as my mother has fallen? Not just recently, in the past few months, when she's not able to walk anymore. Remember? How in the hell can you fall that many times just in your life in general and think, I'm not going to fall, I can't fall, I'm invincible, it's not going to happen? Joe says, you don't know what's going on with people. And people get old and they get sick of it. So, my mom couldn't stand not being able to walk. The saddest thing is, over the past several days, just recently, over the past a few days ago, several days ago, whatever, right? She happily, enthusiastically announced to me she wasn't going to use the wheelchair anymore because she wants to walk and she wants to use the walker. And I'm like, that's great because you can't walk. You're much better using the walker. So your legs don't atrophy as much as they will in a wheelchair, you know. That's fantastic, Mom. Glad to hear it. The pain is too much for me. Just I'm a leader. Okay, I have no protection. Protection. I remember I never have any protection, but everything has gotten worse just over the past just month, you know. I think the question of the hour is, am I going to survive? Joe and I pretty much know my mother isn't. So, for the past several days, 5, whatever. Anyway, 5 days ago or so, my mom's saying she wants to use the walker. That's great, Mama. That's great. But it didn't wind up being that. It didn't wind up being that. What it wound up being was she uses the walker, gets tired, wants to use the wheelchair, wants both. And apparently, I don't know, I don't know if at any point she's like using the wheelchair to drag the walker with her. I really don't know. I can't remember. I'm not her like 24/7 nurse or something, you know. I do my own shit. I don't pay attention to everything, but I do know that when she said she was just going to use the walker, I was very happy about that, of course. And you can just use the wheelchair when you eat, you know, because it's really good to have her in the wheelchair eating, and then she's not in that dining room chair. Which one day she fell off of that, but she was okay, and she got up on her own. I can't lift her. I can't lift her. She's 140 something pounds. I can't lift that as a dead weight. I can help if she's trying to roll up or whatever, but I didn't witness what happened today and yesterday, and I'm glad that I did. Glad. Anyhow, today Friday. My mom's been like going back and forth from the wheelchair to the walker, okay? Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Oh no, today's not Friday. Today's Thursday. Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Remember, my mother's obsessed. This has been the writing on the wall. She's obsessed with not peeing herself. She'll put herself in danger just to. I'm sitting right here on this couch. My mom's walker is right here, okay? She's using that ottoman thing to elevate her legs over here, okay? I'm sitting there, so I'm inches away from her, and it's like always the end of the world. I have to pee. She just, and I'm over there. The ottoman is here. Her walker is here, okay? But she's here. Her walker is like, and she has all her shit all over all these couches like she always does, and and the walker's there, but all her shit's here. And I watch in horror again, dementia, mental illness, I don't know. Joe thinks sometimes, maybe subconsciously, people at my mom's age and all her problems and health problems and whatever, she can't deal with it all, and she doesn't, even if she wants to live, she might subconsciously not want to. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm over there. I wasn't right here. She was elevating her legs here, so I'm watching TV. I'm like down further, okay? And I watch her stand up, right? Now, if she's not out of her mind, she's going to, the walker's here. She knows she can't walk, right? She's going to do the normal thing, and you move all your crap, and you inch down or whatever. Suddenly, she's like, I have to be up. She's standing up. Then she starts walking towards her walker. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, her walker wasn't this direction. She did all this. Remember, I don't control her walker or wheelchair, whatever. She has to fend for herself. She's doing what she does, right? I watched in horror as she's standing up and stumbling to the walker. So I almost witnessed Tuesday night my mother falling head first into the walker. She would have stumbled over the walker and whatever, and she could have broken her neck. She could have been dead. She could have whatever, okay? This was Tuesday night. Tuesday night, same night that this all happened, okay? She gets up to pee at 1 o'clock. She went to bed at 10:30, and she stays up all fucking night long. How do I know that? She was up, her light was on, I heard banging. I finally went to bed a little after 3:30, and even after that, even through my earplugs, I heard her banging around, okay? I got her to admit it in the morning. I walked in there in the morning at around 9, and she had her room all torn apart, and she thinks she's invincible. She thinks nothing bad can happen to her. I've said, what are you doing? Your wheelchair and walker over here, you're way over there. However she got there, she probably got off of it and got on the bed and then scooted down. And I'm like, how are you going to get over? This is ridiculous. You're going to fall. Your walker or wheelchair, one or the other, is supposed to be near you at all times. At all times. It's supposed to be not far from her at all, okay? Bring them to me. I'm not going to bring either of them to you. I'm not going to bring them to you. That won't help you. Like, what are you going to do to get to them? You're up all night. You're on no sleep. You're going to fall. I was all upset. You're going to fall, Mom. I won't fall. I won't fall. So, of course, I don't want anything to happen to her. Of course, I gave her the wheelchair, brought it right up to where she was on the bed, okay? Remember, she's fallen off the bed. She's fallen off the chair over by the piano thing. She's fallen off of that chair. and whatever. Of course she could fall. She could fall at any moment if she doesn't take it seriously. It's just the writing's on the wall. The accident's waiting to happen. So I took my walker away. It's mine from when I broke my foot anyway. I said, you know what, Mom? You're not responsible. You can't have both. You're going to use the wheelchair from now on. Remember how happy I was she was going to use the walker, but that fell by the wayside. She keeps going back and forth. Back and forth is bad. She doesn't know where she leaves what. The other night she had in the wheelchair. Where's my walker? Where's my walker? And it was just a few feet to the other side. Instead of looking, she's screaming for me, like, where is it? And it's just too much. She can't handle having both. I took the walker away, and that was that. She never went back to bed. She was on 2.5 hours sleep all day. I found her in the middle of the night before I went to bed when she was up at 1. She was trying to clean the bathroom in the middle of the night. Like, what the fuck? Go back to bed. You're going to fall. Everything in my head. I won't fall. I won't fall. She broke her fucking hip, okay? She broke her fucking hip. That's a death sentence for people elderly a lot of times. And my mom already can't walk. You understand? It's over for her. I didn't witness it. I was in my bedroom on my computer. I heard a thud. This time, cats have not, she's fallen and been fine. This time it was not fine. She fell from a standing up position. But guess what I saw earlier? And again, I can't control what she does. Anybody in her precarious, frail position who in response to my tears and my yelling, which it's out of fear, it's not out of anger. What are you doing? Like, go to bed, you're up, you're gonna fall, you're on 2.5 hours sleep, you're cleaning, trying to clean the freaking bathroom. I'll clean the bathroom. Just, your job is to stay safe, that's all. She fell from a standing position earlier. Guess what I'd seen her doing? Standing up like this with all her crap. I didn't witness her falling, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't witness that fucking horror. I knew something bad was going to happen. I texted everybody this morning. Oh, my mom was on 2.5 hours sleep. Don't let her lie to you and say blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, if you take the walker away, she was using the wheelchair as a walker. I watched her do that in the bathroom. I'll use she just thinks she's invincible. It's at the end for her. It's that simple. It's the end for her. Okay? I did my best. I did everything humanly possible. It's like Joe says on the phone, you did everything. I know, but the pain is unbearable, Joe. It's over her mind. How do you fall numerous times in your life and then think you can't fall again? The things she was doing, she was putting herself in danger. I couldn't stop her anymore. Can I force her to go to bed? She's up on 2.5 hours sleep. She fucking broke her fucking hip. She's having surgery. And, I've been reading about that. I read about it while Joe was going on and on about stuff, and I'm reading all about it. It's